Good day, everyone. We are Group 3. First of all, let me introduce my group mates. Here is Evan, Gabby, Genuine, Roderick, and Gifford. We are here at the house of Dr. Evangeline Malabatuan to interview about her profession as an optometrist. Classmates, I would like to introduce to you our guest for our biology project, Dr. Evangeline Malabatuan. Doctora, would it be okay for you to relate to us the starting point of your life as a professional optometrist by answering our questions?
Yes, why not?
First of all, why did you take optometry?
In our family, there's one optometrist, my uncle, the youngest brother of my father. So it was very challenging for me to follow the path of my uncle. So that is the starting point of my optometry life.
How many years did it take you to finish studying optometry?
In my part, I took 4 years to finish the optometry course. That is before. But recently, there's a bill passing in the Congress that optometry course should be finished within 6 years. Before, it's 4 years.
From what school did you graduate?
I graduated in Centro Escolar University, College of Optometry in 1979.
Why did you stop working?
I stopped working because of my family. My family is a priority to me and to my husband. When I worked last few years ago for my first daughter is Christina, I cannot encounter with her. She's already asleep when I come home, and I don't have much time to teach her about the lesson, so I decided to quit. Then there's a chance that I went to Saudi Arabia and left behind Christina with my mother. I work in Riyadh National Hospital as an optometrist in the hospital and got pregnant with the second baby, Iris May Malabatuan. So I went home. We decided, me and my husband, to just settle here in the Philippines and took care of the kids. So after a few years, I got pregnant with Gatjelin Malabatuan. And that's the continuous way of life, being a mother, provider, educator to my 3 children.
Do you miss being an optometrist?
Yes, very much. I miss my profession a lot. It's a way of giving up all the things that I've learned in my school days. Second part of my life is being an optometrist. The first one is family. Yes, I really miss.
Do you still remember all of the works of an optometrist?
Yes, of course. I've studied for 4 years, and I've experienced for 15 years. So it's hard for me to forget all those things that I've learned in school and worked for.
So, good morning, Doctora. I'm Gifford, no? I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do you measure someone's eyesight?
We can start by getting the history of the patient. We call it the patient. What is the problem with the patient itself? What does he feels? Is there any bothering of the vision? Then after the history, we will get the visual acuity by naked without the measuring instruments. Then measure it if he or she have the vision of 20/20 or less. After that, then that's the time we perform the measuring of the error of the eye of one's patient by using the protractor in front of the patient, or without the protractor, we use the measuring eyeglass with the trial lenses, trial eyeglasses or frame. Then that's the time we can measure.
Good morning, Doctora.
Hi, good morning.
I am Roderick.
Yeah.
You know me, of course.
Yes.
I have a question. how do one's eyesight change?
Oh, it's a hard question for me. Anyway, once eyesight change, it depends on the factors that incur in a person. First, factor of work or study or within the environment itself, of course. In case you are a student, as a student, you have to take good care of your eyesight. Okay? And then, don't use too much of your eyes. I mean, using too much in the computer itself. Like for example, it's a computer age right now. You have more time in computer rather than reading a book. So, once you're prone to using more of your eyesight, you have to take a rest, at least 1 to 2 hours. Then go back within 30 minutes. You can read something, a book or magazine or any newspaper. And while they said washing eyes after reading a book or anything else or doing something or working with a computer makes one's eyesight poor in vision. It's not true, it's a myth. Okay, so it depends on the workload of a person. What is your work as a student or as a professional, or more as a professional you work with a microscope? It depends. One cannot say that it changes. It is from within the eyes itself. We cannot predict how long will it change. For example, a person has an eyeglasses. How long will it take? You have to check your eyes every year. That is an advice from me as an optometrist.
Laura, I'm Gabby. I have a question. As you all know, 2020 is the normal eyesight of a person. Is there a possibility that a person's eyesight will go beyond 2020?
Yeah, there's a possibility. A good example is me. When I was young, my vision is 2010. 2020, then 2015, then 2010. I was lucky enough that it's God's given vision that I can see at 2010 within the child. Of course, not everybody will have 2010. That's why I feel lucky with it. But any person can have a beyond 2020 vision, and 2020 vision is a normal vision one should have.
In what age will a person get poorer eyesight?
Poorer eyesight means, for example, when you were young, you got an eyeglasses, error of refraction, either myopia with astigmatism, hyperopia with astigmatism, and presbyope. Presbyope is a vision for the senility, for the matured person. As we say, when one gets 40 or at the age of 39, the patient itself gets difficult in reading, looking at the near object. Now, that's a sign that one has to go to the optometrist and have an eye check-up, and by the time an error of refraction will occur, then corrective glasses should be given. Like for example, I'm now 53, and I got my presbyope eyeglasses when I was 38. Why so early? Maybe because I'm always reading books, and not in my time I don't have any computer yet. This is a few years back only. So when at that time the presbyope incur at the age of 38, then every 2 years I have to have a checkup by myself or with the other optometrist to change my eyeglasses. And that every 2 years one has to have a checkup for you to know if there is any changes, or do you have to retain the old error of refraction or old grade, as we called in layman's word, so as not to change every year, unless otherwise you have so much money to change for your eyeglasses. Okay?
What is the highest grade have you encountered?
When I was practicing, I encountered -20. In layman's word is 2000, myopic. One cannot see at far. Now, sometimes getting -20 in power or in grade it doesn't guarantee that one has a good vision. In -20, we just help the person or the patient with that kind of error to help him or her to get a vision, not totally a perfect one, but somehow he can see an object at far. But for near, with that power, that person has to, or the patient has to remove the glasses for us to read something at near. For example, the patient is around 40 up. The only thing she has to do is to remove the eyeglasses and she can read clearly. So you can see some other patients that or other person now can read without eyeglasses, maybe because they have myopia or error at the distance, or naturally it was given again by God that during the senility days or senility times, one can see at near with clearness without the help of error glasses or corrective glasses.
How can we prevent the increasing of grade in an eyeglass?
Actually, preventing the power, not the grade. We call it in optometry as the power of an eyeglasses. One cannot say, one cannot control the power of an eyeglasses of a person, because it depends on how do you use your eyes, and it's also genetic. Genetically, when your parents, your clans has an eyeglasses, the tendency is you also have an eyeglasses. We call it hereditary.
Hi, Doctor. My name is Eman, and I have a question. Is playing computer harmful to the eyes?
That's a good question. Nowadays, children are prone to playing computers more than reading books. Since computer has many radiation, without the naked eye, you cannot see the radiation, but it will directly go to the eyes. For me, no, playing computer is not bad at all, because it's a relaxing time for the students or any other person who wants to play the computer. But I suggest that when you play a computer, it must be a short period of time, no need for a long period of time, like for example 2 hours. Then if in case you did not finish the game, you just take a rest, pause for a while, then after 30 minutes you can come back and play again. One's eye should be rested also. When you are prone to computer, the longest time you have to be with the computer is 4 hours. But nowadays, since more assignments, more lessons are within the computer and not within the book, one has to sacrifice for the vision. The vision that God gave us as a good vision when we are young, for example. Then I hope computer will not damage one's eyes, but automatically it will affect the vision of an eyes. For example, like as I've told you, one has to take around 4 hours only, but sometimes because of unavoidable circumstances for the assignment, it took a student for 6 to 8 hours a day, maybe more. But hopefully teachers will also consider that assignments given be given one at a time, not a long assignment for a student to do some researches for a period of 6 hours without any result at all. Even the parents will try to help for the assignment. So another thing is, one should really take good care of the eyes. So playing computer is a little part of your life. You need not give all the time for you to how do you call this, for you to take so much time for you to satisfy yourself, so that when you play, oh, I love this game, oh wait, I don't want to eat. So that is the problem with the computer. But again, with the question, playing computer can be a harmful a harmful thing to the eyes. Any particular person is a harmful one. The more you use it, the more you use your eyes to computers, the more it damage. Okay? Okay.
What are the different errors of an eyesight?
Different errors of an eyesight or different errors of refraction. First, myopia. Myopia is the one you cannot see at far, but you can see at near. Myopia with astigmatism, the one you cannot see at far, but with an error of astigmatism wherein the curvature of the cornea is unequal. Hyperopia, one cannot see at far also, but as well as cannot see at near. So, combination with astigmatism. And presbyope is for the aging people. Once you reach 38 up, one cannot run out of it. You have to pass through it because one cannot read at near, difficulty in reading. So, you have to be prescribed by reading glasses with the corrective power, of course, through an optometrist. We have to check you for distance first, then later for the near. Combination of that is the reading glasses. That's all.
Hi, Doctora. I'm Genuine. I have a question. What do you recommend? Using eyeglasses or contact lens?
Well, that's a good question. At first, one has to use eyeglasses. That is the cheapest way for a person to have correction vision or corrected vision, I mean. Now, in case you want to get prettier, you have a party and the correction you have is within the normal of or range of the contact lenses, I can suggest you to wear a contact lens. For example, you don't like to have glasses showing with a picture, in a picture, then that's the time you get a contact lens. But in getting the contact lens or wearing the contact lens, one should have an eyeglasses as an extra item for you to use in case your eyes get tired with the contact lenses. Then you have a reserve, or else you will have a failure vision. Now, there are two kinds of contact lenses: the hard, semi-hard, and the soft one. In case your power or error of refraction is an ordinary power only, one can have a soft contact lenses. Because as a soft contact lens, it's soft to the cornea, but it's not, how do you call this? It's not harmful, it's not itchy. Okay, but using a soft contact lens must be well taken care of. One has to wash your hands well, to clean the lenses every day before putting and after removing the contact lenses. Then you have to soak it with a solution, proper solution. Using hard contact lens, we recommend, as an optometrist, we recommend the use of hard contact lens for patients with a higher grade in myopia or with a higher astigmatism, so that the astigmatism give clearer vision for the patient itself. Now, if soft contact lens with a high astigmatism, the vision is not as clear as wearing glasses or as wearing hard contact lens.
Doctora, can you give us some examples of eye disorders?
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, it's not eye disorder or visual impairment as we call it. One is lazy eyes. It is born within, when you were born, it was there already. One lazy eyes means that even though you put or place any other error power for the correction of the eyes, it does not help improve the vision of one's eyes. Second is nystagmus. Sometimes you can see eyes that are moving like this continuously without stopping. That is nystagmus. That is hereditary. Third is diplopia or duling. We call it duling or banlan. One is straight and one is diverting to the outward or the inner one. The problem there is the muscles of the eyes. One has to be corrected through operation. Another thing is the visual field of a patient. For example, even though we are looking here, we will manage to know if someone is coming by our widening of the visual field.
Are sunglasses really useful?
Yes, very useful. For example, nowadays there's a global change. We don't know when does the sun comes, sometimes rain comes. So it's better to have also protective sunglasses. Protective sunglasses protect our eyes from the ultraviolet rays of light from the sun, which is harmful for the eyes. For example, harmful means it might damage our retina, the one that gives vision to the eyes, or the how do you call this? The retina is the one who give the images and translation of what we have seen. There's a protection wherein the lenses itself has ultraviolet system that will cover or will help the eyes from the damaging factor of the rays of light. So it need not be expensive or how do you call branded eyeglasses, but it cannot be also the cheaper one. But one should be aware that when buying sunglasses, you should ask, is there UV protection? UV protection for my eyes? Even though it's very expensive, but there's no UV protection just for the matter of getting good looking or getting prettier. That's not the functional. The function is to have a UV protective eyeglasses or sunglasses. Okay?
What is the process of making eyeglasses?
In making an eyeglasses, one has to have a rough lenses, then a stone with a curvature, different kinds of curvature for the different kind of measurement for the error of refraction. For example, this is the stone. Then we put it with mold, together with the mold, the rough lenses, and have it grind within the machine. After the grinding, one-sided and both-sided, then it's about time to polish it. Polish means result to a finished lenses that will come out with a certain grade or certain power that needed to have for the patient's eyeglasses. And after that, you shape it with the frame. What is the shape of the frame, like this or any other shape that will conclude with the lenses. Then after shaping it, then you cut it with a chipper. After chipping it, then you how do you call this? You polish the edging machine so that you can come up with a standard shape of the frame that you need. After shaping, then you put the lenses inside, screw, finish. I would like to thank the students of High School II-Ren under the leadership of Batiel Malabatura with member G. Ford, Gabby, Genuine, Roderick, and Emma. Thank you for coming, and I hope I shared a lot this morning. Thank you very much. Have a good day.